Good evening. You're watching the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. First, the headlines. With the Sultan's help, 2 citizens of the US and Singapore arrived in Muscat after they were found in Yemen. The Municipal Council in the Governorate of Muscat reviews the project of developing Port Sultan Qaboos and other important topics. The National Records and Archives Authority implements the Oral History Project. And a seminar on e-transformation of government services is held in the Governorate of Dhofar. Those are the headlines, and now the news in detail. His Majesty Sultan Qaboos has sent a cable of condolences to His Excellency Joe Biden, Vice President of the United States, on the death of his son, Beau Biden. His Majesty the Sultan has sent cable of greetings to His Excellency President Sergio Mattarella of Italy on his country's National Day. Upon directives of His Majesty Sultan Qaboos to help the governments of the United States of America and Singapore, coordination has been made with authorities concerned in Yemen to search for the American and Singaporean citizens as they were finally found and transferred from Sana'a to the Sultanate to prepare for their return to their respective countries. The Foreign Ministry called upon Omani citizens to ensure having the legal liabilities that safeguard their rights while doing any electronic or traditional business transactions outside the Sultanate. They should seek advice from the nearest Omani Commission before concluding such transactions, as this will ensure their safety and help them avoid being victims of fraud and cheating. The Foreign Ministry issued this statement due to the recurrence of many Omanis falling victims of cheat and fraud incidents that take the form of electronic or traditional business transactions from outside the Sultanate. The Municipal Council in the Governorate of Muscat reviewed the project of developing Port Sultan Qaboos and the nearby destinations, especially Al-Shamal village in the Wilayat of Matrah, to be homogeneous with port developing project. The Council discussed also a number of topics, namely Muscat Airport, health services and Oman Rail project, which enable the Sultanate to develop its transport and logistics system. The meeting was chaired by His Excellency Engineer Muhsin bin Mohammed Al Sheikh. The National Records and Archives Authority is implementing the Oral History Project that aims to document an important side of Omani history through recording narrations of old people who had long expertise in this aspect and had lived and witnessed historical events. This project showcases the historical aspects related to the life of Omani, being in terms of culture, politics, economy, sports, agriculture, traditions and daily activities. The project will document oral narrations using modern means of documentation in order to keep the oral data and knowledges that will add a lot to the National Reserved memory. The launching ceremony of the project was held under the auspices of His Excellency Dr. Abdullah bin Nasser Al-Harasi, Chairman of the Public Authority for Radio and Television. Still to come in a news bulletin. With the participation of the Sultanate, the annual America Book Expo is launched in New York. Welcome back to the news from the Sultanate of Oman Television. At least 8 civilians were killed and 20 wounded in explosions sparked by the Arab-led airstrikes on rebel arms depots in the Yemeni capital. Other airstrikes hit rebel positions in Amran, north of Sana'a, as well as arms depots in western Hodeidah province. Coalition warplanes struck other rebel positions in the southern province of Dalah. In the rebels' stronghold of Saada, overnight coalition raids struck rebel-held arms depots in the town of Maran, as well as rebel positions in farther south in central Yemen. 8 people were killed after local elections in northwest Pakistan when supporters of a losing candidate threw hand grenades at celebrations staged by the winner. Pakistani officials said the incident, which left another 10 people wounded, happened in Tank district south of Peshawar. Khyber Pakhtunkhwa held its first elections to local bodies in 10 years on Saturday. Back here in the Sultanate, the Minister of Health, represented by the Directorate General of Planning and Studies, organized a 3-day workshop in Muscat to work on the 9th 5-year plan for health development 2016 to 2020 under the patronage of His Excellency Dr. Ahmed bin Mohammed As-Saidi, Minister of Health. More details in the following report by Abdullah bin Ahmed Al-Rubai.
The preparation work for the 9th 5-year plan for health development commenced this morning with attendance of over 250 participants from the Ministry of Health, leaders at both central and directorate levels, public sectors, Sultan Qaboos University and other governmental institutions, including private associations and international organizations. I asked His Excellency the Minister of Health on the key areas for the 9th 5-year plan, and he said,
the 9th-year plan, different than the previous one, it is result-based plan, i.e. we put some results that we hope to reach by 2020, and depending on these results, the resources will be provided to reach these results. Of course, in the Sultanate of Oman, the health system is well known for its efficiency. Let me say that we spend only about 3% of the GDP on healthcare in Oman, but our health indicators are equivalent in many aspects, and in some aspects are better than countries which spend up to 7-8% of their GDP in healthcare.
On the strength of the health system in Oman, His Excellency said,
the strength of the health system in Oman is the primary health care, which is ranked number 8 according to WHO worldwide, according to WHO report 2008. In this plan, we will continue strengthening the primary health care, but there's also a gap we found between the primary health care and the specialized care, and this gap has to be narrowed, and we are working toward that by improving the services in our hospital, building new specialized hospitals, and this, of course, in healthcare, the results do not come within a year or 2 or 3, and that's why the Health Vision 2050 is put for 40 years. And what we saw today in the planning for the 9th plan is part of the 2050. In addition to the Ministry of Health is part of Oman Vision 2040, and we are working to implement 2040 and aiming to reach the 2050 as well.
The 3-day workshop aims to involve the health-related sectors of governorates and partners in the planning process, the expected results between the planners and the central level and the implementers at the governorates level will be adopted initially. Furthermore, the indicators that will measure and evaluate the results will be formulated during this workshop. Abdullah bin Ahmed Al-Rubai, Sultanate of Oman Television.
Under the auspices of His Excellency Dr. Mohammed bin Mohammed Al-Rumhi, Minister of Oil and Gas, a function was held to celebrate the first batch of 22 graduates from abroad. More details in the following report by Abdullah Rubai.
Universities and colleges
A total of 92 Petroleum Development Oman PDO scholars have graduated after achieving academic success in leading universities at home and abroad. The 67 men and 25 women were supported by the company in their studies in subjects such as petroleum engineering, chemical engineering, geology, project management, economics and law in Europe, Japan, Australia and Oman. The official graduation ceremony held today for the first batch of 22 graduates from the pioneering Overseas Grants and Educational Support Scheme, which PDO introduced in 2011 in response to His Majesty's Postgraduate Studies Scholarships Initiative. The company prepared a comprehensive policy to support Omani staff requesting a release from duty so they could continue full-time education through other sponsors. Speaking at the event, the Minister of Oil and Gas PDO Managing Director said,
92 graduates that have studied both in Oman and abroad, in Europe, in Australia. We've got a first batch from Norway. We've got covering a spectrum of universities, great quality, great achievements, many PDO scholars finishing at top of their class. Truly, truly very, very proud moment for all of us. Very special day.
The outstanding academic accomplishment include Best Students Award. Some of the graduates have this to say.
I'm very happy and very proud of all of my colleagues and graduates. I wish them all the great success, very bright future. It's really tremendous to see the amazing 92 graduates all coming together from different universities with different certificates, different disciplines. It's really nice to witness the achievement of those hard worker, dedicated students. I wish them a very good new chapter in their life and a very good career.
Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen for this accomplishment. I'd like to thank my family, my friends, and everyone who supported me. Without them, I wouldn't have reached where I am today. And I'd also like to wish all the graduates more success and all the best to everyone.
The ceremony also marked the graduation of the first batch of master's degree graduates from Bergen University in Norway in petroleum technology and the fifth batch of Masters of Science in Petroleum and Natural Gas Engineering from PDO's joint program, which was signed with Sultan Qaboos University in 2008. Abdullah bin Ahmed al-Rubi'i, Sultanate of Oman Television.
Reviewing Stroll brotherly relations which connect the Sultan and Jordan topped the meeting of His Excellency Said Badr bin Saud al-Busaidi, Minister responsible for Defense Affairs, in his office at Beit al-Falaj camp with His Excellency Zuhair al-Nasr, Jordanian ambassador accredited to the Sultan. During the meeting, they discussed also a number of topics of mutual concern. Major General Gaudense Milanzi, Commandant of the National Defense College of Tanzania, and his accompanying delegation today visited the National Defense College. The guest was briefed on the National Defense College, its facilities and modern equipment, in addition to its vision in qualifying national cadres. Commandant of the National Defense College of Tanzania and his accompanying delegation today also visited the headquarters of the Command and Staff College. They were greeted by Air Commodore Nasser bin Hamdoun al-Harthi, commander of the Command and Staff College, and a number of college staff officers. The guest was briefed on the Command and Staff College, its halls, classrooms, modern information technologies, and its role in the rehabilitation and training of the staff officers. During the last 4 years, the health insurance sector in the Sultanate witnessed a growth of 37%. It represented around 20% of direct installments of the insurance sector. The report on insurance market issued by the Capital Market Authority clarified that the total amount of direct installments of health sector reached 78 million Omani Riyals in 2014, compared to 58 million Omani Riyals in 2013, with a growth rate of 34%. The health insurance covers the fees of medical tests, treatments, in addition to its social importance in development of healthcare services. A musical evening was organized in Beit al-Zubair Museum in Muscat. It witnessed a wide participation from members of the society and those interested in music. The evening came to enhance the skills and abilities of the musicians in this field. They enthralled the audience with beautiful musical pieces while playing various instruments, including lute, guitar, violin, flute, and dulcimer. The Salted participated in the annual America Book Fair in New York and is considered as the biggest book fair in the United States. The Salted Pavilion was opened by Oman's permanent representative to the United Nations, Her Excellency Ambassador Luther bin Sultan Al Mughayriya, with the presence of diplomats and representatives of the Ministry of Information, as well as the Minister of Heritage and Culture. The pavilion included publications from the two ministries, which showcased historical, cultural, and literary heritage of the Sultanate. It also included documentaries about the history of the Sultanate, its culture, and touristic potentials. It's worth mentioning that New York hosted this annual event for the last 7 consecutive years. The Office of the Minister of State and Governor of the FAR organized today at Crown Plaza Solala Hotel a seminar on e-transformation of government services under the theme "Transformation is the responsibility of everyone." The seminar was held under the auspices of His Excellency Sayyid Mohammed bin Sultan Al Busaidi, Minister of State and Governor of the FAR. The seminar aimed to introduce the electronic transformation plan in the office and the mechanism of the implementation. Now for the general weather forecast. Clear to partly cloudy skies will prevail over the coastal areas of the Governorate of Dhofar and the neighboring mountains, with chances of scattered rains. And the rest of the Sultanate will have clear skies with chances of intermittent rains over parts of the Hajar Mountains. Winds will be southeasterly light to moderate, and seas will be moderate to rough with a maximum wave height of 2 meters. This is the Sultan of Oman Television. Before we enter tonight's bulletin, here are the main points once again. With the Sultan's help, 2 citizens of the US and Singapore arrived in Muscat after they were found in Yemen. The Municipal Council in the Governorate of Muscat reviews the project of developing Port Sultan Qaboos and other important topics. The National Records and Archives Authority implements the Oral History Project. And a seminar on e-transformation of government services is held in the Governorate of Dhofar. And with that, we come to the end of tonight's news bulletin. From all of us here in the newsroom and the studios, it's good night.